In the Skibidi Multiverse, there are various overpowered characters, titans, and mutants. They all possess a variety of weapons of various sizes and uses, from weapons that can cut through literally anything, to weapons where the sheer energy alone can make a titan go into a rage. These weapons ultimately make them very formidable in the multiverse. Well, in today's video, we are going to be ranking the most powerful weapons in the entire world of the Skibidi Multiverse. So, with all that being said, let's get to it. At number 10, the machine guns. This weapon is very useful in rapid fire at opponents. Both the members of the Alliance and the Skibidis use this weapon, and it has shown to be very effective depending on the wielder. Titans like the Camera Titan use this weapon, and as seen, he uses it efficiently to destroy multiple mutants and toilets. The Clock Titan also uses machine guns, although they are not visible. They kinda come out when he needs them. The Clock Titan used this weapon to destroy the mutants, and we can see that it's very efficient, as the mutants stood no chance against it. It instantly obliterated them. Yeah, this weapon is certainly taking the 10th place. However, at 9th place is Alpha's Balls. Wait, am I reading this right? Well, okay, yes, Alpha's Balls. As the name suggests, it's an orb-like object used by Alpha, and throughout the series, we have seen it do a lot of things, from giving the ability of teleportation to giving out a lightning-like strike potent enough to destroy its victims. I mean, this orb was also used to summon the Counter Titan to wreak havoc on the Alliance. If something as menacing as this is at 9th place, you can only imagine what would be up the list, right? Yeah, that's definitely crazy, but let's move on. Now we have the Speaker Titan's guitar at number 8. The Speaker Titan is a very formidable titan in the multiverse, and one of the perks that gives him the edge is his guitar. This weapon is very potent as it produces massive sound waves that have enough force to disorient and stun victims. Massive doses of these waves can ultimately cause enough damage to take down opponents. I mean, we all saw what the guitar was able to do in the series. The poor, unsuspecting mutants were traumatized by the sounds from the guitar and will probably have PTSD for the rest of their lives. Although it has a downside, there are some very durable mutants that are resistant to the sound waves, like the 0-1 mutant. Yeah, bro literally walked right through it, so I guess 8th place is great for it. At 7th place, we have the Gravity Gun, which ultimately has the ability to control gravity at a certain level. It creates something like a field and attracts anything in the field to the gun. Not only that, it can also be set to repel the said object, so you can only imagine what one could use this for. Although the wielder of this weapon is the Camera Titan, we don't see it used very often. It's a very interesting weapon, which, if used right, could cause a lot of damage to the opponent. We saw how the Camera Titan used it to save the Titans from the Skull Astro, who was moving too fast for even the Clock Titan to catch. The Camera Titan used the gravity arm to trap the Skull Astro and immobilize him, at least for a moment, showing the potential of this weapon. However, the object or opponent has to be in its field before it would have an effect, which makes it kinda a close-range weapon with limited range. So, I guess 7th place is fair. At 6th place is the Black Hole Gun. As the name suggests, this weapon, when shot, creates a literal hole in space that sucks its opponent into another dimension. Crazy, right? The wielder of this weapon is the TV Titan, and he sure knows how to use it in the right scenarios and with the right strategy. The TV Titan is a very powerful titan, and this is one of his abilities that gives him an edge against opponents. We saw him use this ability to immobilize the Drill Titan temporarily in the battle against the Camera Titan. Despite the weight of the Drill Titan, the force from the black hole was able to hold him in place long enough for the Camera Titan to retreat. This shows how potent the black hole really is. Not only that, but when the TV Titan arrived at the Skibidi base and some flying mutants wanted to say hi to him, the TV Titan didn't even flinch. He sent them to the abyss with the black hole ability. This weapon can be very useful in different battle scenarios to immobilize or get rid of opponents. Yeah, so it deserves this spot. At number 5, we have the shield. This is a very important aspect of a weapon that everyone needs for defense against opponents. The shield is ultimately a condensed clump of raw energy formed into a particular shape depending on the user. Almost all the Alliance members possess this weapon, and its durability depends on the user. I think the energy reserves of the user determine its durability. Certain users can withstand certain levels of attack, while some shields may break and cause significant damage to the user. The Titan we have seen use this most efficiently is the Camera Titan. The Camera Titan's shield is able to withstand even the most massive explosions in the series, which is no joke at all. So, For ultimate defense, the shield would definitely come in handy. However, next is the time gun in 4th place. This weapon is very formidable as it can completely immobilize its victims in time, leaving them vulnerable to any form of attack from the outside, which is just broken. I mean, this gun can even affect massive opponents like Titans, and this would definitely come in handy. In earlier episodes, this weapon was used to immobilize the camera Titan so he could get uninfected. Even the clock Titan uses the time gun, though not too much as he's now upgraded. But in his base form, he used it to immobilize mutants and destroy them with his chrono destruction ability. Also, in the series, the Clock Woman was able to save the Alliance members from a horrific explosion from C-Pen that could have been very fatal. With the time gun, she was able to stop this from happening, allowing the Alliance to retreat to a safer location. Yeah, this weapon is really broken. So, at number 3 is the Titan Killer. This weapon is wielded by Susie, and it's allegedly supposed to kill a Titan, but fortunately, that has not been the case. Titans shot by this weapon have somehow survived to tell the tale. The Titan Killer shoots out a giant continuous ball of energy that is supposed to inflict massive damage to Titans. But when the TV Titan was shot with this weapon, he was able to absorb the energy and in turn gained enough power to enter rage mode, ferociously frying the scientist to a crisp. So this weapon should not be joked with. You can ask the Pencil Woman. She could have been fried pencils by now if not for her regeneration ability after being hit by the Titan Killer's blast. So, 3rd place it is. After that, we have the Sword in 2nd place. It has the basic abilities to cut through opponents and cause damage. Swords are not used only for cutting. Some can perform other tasks. The Clock Titan used his sword to hold the time dome in place when he stopped the missiles in time. Also, the TV Titan is a good user of the sword, using it to bully poor, unsuspecting mutants. The best sword user in the multiverse, though, is the Clock Titan. The way he uses this weapon effortlessly and in style speaks of his mastery of swordsmanship. Although some overpowered characters also use swords, like the Sinister and G-Man, although we haven't seen enough feats from them yet. Recently, the Sinister was able to redirect sword attacks from the Clock Titan with just an effortless swing. You can see how overpowered this weapon actually is in the multiverse. Being able to slash down the counter Titan into pieces is no mere feat, right? And now, for the ultimate weapon in the multiverse. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, you guessed right, it's the Counter's Balls. This weapon is used by the Counter Titan, one of the most broken Titans in the multiverse. It can copy any weapon seen by its opponents and use them against them. These are not just cheap copies either. They possess the special abilities of the said weapon, essentially granting the Counter Titan both the opponent's weapon and the special ability that resides in it. This ability makes him a very formidable opponent in the multiverse. Just think of the Counter's Balls as the all-in-one of all the weapons in the multiverse, because ultimately, any weapon the Counter comes in contact with, he can instantly possess. Crazy, isn't it? Check out this video to see what would happen if Dom Studios' Titans never existed in the multiverse. Unique Clockman out.